If you use Krita for digital art, here are 6 hot tips to try. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use filters to create cool effects, how to use the mirror and pattern tools to make easy designs, and where you can go to customize or create your own brushes. Make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite brushes that are free in Krita. I'll start with the filters. I merged the group of these mushrooms so that each one is now just like a layer. This is done so that I can actually apply the filter over it. But in any case, if you go up here to the filter, 2 of my favorites are the Halftone, and then it will turn your image into this sort of like screen tone effect, and you can go in and click even more textures and stuff to see what kind of texture you might like. So it's very fun. Another one of the filters I really like are the Thunder Artistic and Pixelize, which, as the name suggests, pixelizes your image, and you can raise these sliders to sort of see like how far you want to go with your pixels, and it's pretty fun. I think it's a pretty interesting effect that you can kind of fiddle around with at your leisure. Another interesting thing that we haven't talked about are these 3 buttons here. These are the mirror tools. Basically, this is your vertical mirror, this is your horizontal mirror. You can use them both or just one. What they do is just sort of create a symmetrical image of whatever you're drawing on this axis, which can be pretty interesting if you want to create some nifty looking designs. And on top of that, when you're done having fun, you can also click this button here that looks kind of like a pinwheel, and it will create this styled background for you. So this can be pretty fun if you want to make some cute backgrounds for yourself, and all you gotta do is sort of click it again if you want to turn it off. And with these rulers, you can also grab these little circular icons here to move them around so that they might be better suited for a different angle of like symmetry of where you want to put your designs. So yeah, lots of stuff we can do here. And then you just click them again to turn them off. So over here, if you click this little zipped file looking icon, you can see that Krita already has a bunch of brush packs available for you. These are their defaults, and that's pretty much all you really need. There is a lot of stuff you can get into. For example, if you go up here, this will open up your brush editor, and here's your sketch pad where you can try out a bunch of like brush effects. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of brush presets and effects that you can kind of put on already to apply to your brush and stuff. So you can make like really detailed brushes and stuff if you really want to. We probably won't make any for this video because I think it might be a little bit too long. For now, I just want to show you where the brush editor is and show you a couple of mine that I really like. The first one is over here. It's called Ink 7 Brush Rough, and it seems like a pretty normal sort of textured brush to draw with. I personally just really like it just because, you know, pretty no nonsense. It is a brush inker that I really enjoy, and it has a very like smooth, slippery kind of feel to it, and it's also not like crazy thin as some brushes can be. As you can see, it kind of has like a chunk to it. Even if I like press super hard and if I press super lightly, the variation isn't that different. For the most part, if you're just regularly drawing, I think it has a very comfortable sort of chunky feel to it. Another one of my favorites down here is actually a smudge tool, and it is called the Blender Rake here. And the reason is because as a smudge tool, it's not really meant for drawing per se, but mostly for painting. And what it does is basically like create this really cool sort of rake blendy effect. It might be better if I did this on like an actual image with color. So for example, a rake will kind of do this cool kind of like very slippery kind of blend, which can be a really, really cool effect if you want to like apply this to your paintings. It looks so cool. Like the textures in Krita are really, really amazing. And the last one is actually this one called the RGBA 06 Rock Brush. As you can see, it's basically a brush that keeps the top like lighter than the bottom. So it already has like kind of a form when you're painting in it, and it is really good at drawing rocks. There's also a directional element to it. So if you draw upwards, it will show like the bottom, which is like the darker side. And then if you draw downwards, it will show the light side. It's very interesting if you want to make some sort of like concept art looking type of thing. If I want to add more shadow, I can just sort of brush upward to show off the dark side, and then brush over it to show like the light side. It's just very, very cool. You can help support us to make free arts education. Just join our Patreon and get special member perks like critiques and classes. I'm sure you could come up with a lot of creative applications for it. For example, one thing I think is kind of interesting that you could do is like make trees out of it. As you can see, it's already kind of looking a little shrub-like. And then if I want to like kind of make the bottom like shadows a little bit more prominent, add some stuff here. Like here's like, you know, the dark light side over it to sort of smooth out some shapes, things like that. The eraser part of it, turning on the eraser doesn't have like the same sort of like lightness effect, so, but still like textured enough that I think it still goes pretty well with the brush. But yeah, that's a really cool brush to use. Join a virtual class to learn live from our professional artists, get creative assignments, individual guidance, and real-time feedback on your artwork. Start today and level up your practice. If you learned something new, please like and share this with a fellow art nerd. If you love receiving quality and free art education, subscribe. Here's a couple other videos you can check out next.